They called him the Sultan of Swing, and man, for good reason. Today, we're going to dig into the career of Wasim Akram, a cricketer who didn't just play the game, he completely redefined it.
Okay, I want you to picture this for a second. You're at the crease. It's the World Cup final. The crowd is just a wall of sound. A bowler starts his run-up. The ball leaves his hand and it just seems to defy the laws of physics, curving at the last second and smashing your stumps before you've even finished your swing. Well, that was the reality for pretty much anyone who had to face him. So what was it? What was his secret that made Wasim Akram so incredibly, utterly unplayable? To really get a handle on his genius, you gotta start with the effect he had on people. For batsmen, it was this all-too-familiar nightmare, that split second of pure shock when you realize you've been completely and totally outclassed.
And just listen to that word, familiar. This wasn't some one-off lucky shot. Akram's ability to cook up these game-changing, physics-bending deliveries was just terrifyingly consistent. It literally became a recurring nightmare for the absolute best batsman on the planet.
So where does a talent like this even come from? You'd probably think, some fancy coaching academy groomed for greatness since he was a kid. But the real story is so much better. No, Wasim Akram's story starts on the streets of Lahore. I mean, no formal coaching, zero fancy academies, just pure raw talent that was sharpened in street games. He was discovered almost by accident at some local trials, but his gift was so obvious, so undeniable, that by the time he was just 18 years old, he was already playing for Pakistan, a total accidental prodigy. So, okay, we know he had this insane natural gift, but what was it technically speaking? What was the one skill he didn't just master, but basically rewrote the rule book on?
Well, it all boils down to one thing. Swing bowling. It's the art and the science of making a rock-hard leather ball bend through the air. It's all about aerodynamics, how you hold the seam, and just pure incredible skill. And look, lots of bowlers can swing the ball. But Akram? He was playing a whole different game.
And this slide right here, this is where you see the real genius. See, batsmen were used to conventional swing, the kind you get with a new shiny ball. It's predictable. But Akram perfected reverse swing. That's where you take an old, battered, scuffed-up ball and make it do the exact opposite of what everyone expects. It just completely breaks the batsman's brain. I mean, can you even imagine trying to hit something that's designed to trick you, all while it's coming at you at over 90 miles an hour? He could make that ball dance. And his signature move was this crushing Yorker aimed right at your toes, making it almost impossible to even get your bat on it. And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. When the greatest to ever play the game, guys like Brian Lara and Sachin Tendulkar, say out loud how incredibly hard it was to face him, well, you know you're talking about someone on another level entirely. He was their ultimate challenge. Now, every legend, they have that one defining moment, right? That moment where everything clicks. For Wasim Akram, it happened on the biggest stage you can imagine, the 1992 World Cup final. The whole match is hanging by a thread, and Akram delivers a spell that's just legendary. It comes down to two deliveries. First, a perfect, unhittable ball that just bamboozles England's Alan Lamb. And then, the very next ball, a knockout punch to Chris Lewis. Gone. It was a 1-2 combo that England just couldn't get back up from. So those two balls, they didn't just win a game. They won the entire World Cup for Pakistan. Their first, and to this day, their only one. It was just this incredible moment of national pride, all delivered from the left arm of their superstar. That World Cup was, of course, a massive highlight. But what makes a true legend is doing it again and again and again. It's about consistency. So let's just take a quick look at the numbers. Let's start with the shorter format of the game, one-day cricket. He took 502 wickets. To give you some perspective, he was the first bowler in the history of the game to ever cross that 500-wicket milestone. Just unbelievable. And it wasn't just a flash in the pan. In the super grueling 5-day test matches, he was just as deadly. 414 wickets. This shows you his skill, his stamina, his brain. It wasn't just for quick bursts. He could outthink the best in the world for days on end.
But here's the thing, if you only talk about his bowling, you're missing a huge piece of the puzzle. The guy was a seriously dangerous batsman who could turn a game on its head with his hitting. He even scored a century in a test match. On top of all that, he captained his country, and after he retired, he became this hugely respected voice and mentor in the game. His influence is still felt today.
And that kind of brings us right back to where we started. The genius of Wasim Akram wasn't just about his speed or his technique. It was about the mystery. It was his ability to be completely and totally unpredictable. It just leaves you with this one big question. How did a guy who learned to play on the streets of Lahore manage to turn bowling a cricket ball into a beautiful, unsolvable puzzle?